The 6 suspects allegedly involved in the kidnapping of 2 University of Rochester students were all indicted by a grand jury. It would be the last appearance in Rochester City Court. Time Warner Cable News reporter Christina Dominguez was in court and joins us now in the newsroom with the latest on this case. Christina?
Well, Alex, those 6 defendants all appeared with their different attorneys today before a judge, and now that they were all indicted, their cases will move on to a higher court. Police say these defendants all have a role in what happened December 5th and 6th to these 2 University of Rochester students, Nicholas Callias and Anio Kiki Iwo. Police say the students were kidnapped and held at gunpoint for 40 hours in this house on Harvest Street, during which time they were beaten with fists, clubs, and other objects. Callias was also shot in the leg. The students were forced to give the suspects their money, credit cards, and PIN numbers. After police discovered the students were at this house, a SWAT team Sunday broke in and rescued them.
We are, learning as a result of the investigation what everybody's role was, and I anticipate that ultimately the charges that are filed will reflect the various roles of each of the individuals.
One by one, the defendants were called before the judge today, where he told them they had all been indicted by a grand jury. Those proceedings are secret, so we expect to learn the exact charges when the grand jury is finished and reports its findings to the court. 19-year-old Ruth Laura and 19-year-old Analia Roldan are both facing second-degree kidnapping charges. Police say they were accomplices who watched over the students in the house and fed them. 19-year-old Samantha Hughes and 20-year-old Leah Gelati were also indicted. They face first-degree kidnapping charges. 23-year-old Dennis Perez, who lives in the Harvest Street home, was also indicted and faces the same first-degree charges. His attorney, Peter Polano, says that they know Perez has been indicted on at least one felony charge.
Mr. Perez is still waiting to see exactly what the evidence against him is. I've spoken to him briefly. He asserts his innocence in court publicly, and it's really a wait-and-see thing. Obviously, here is not the place or the time for him to tell his story. That would come at trial.
Lydell Strickland was also indicted and faces kidnapping first charges. He told the judge today he wanted to fire his attorney, Joshua Stubbe, who he says had worked on another case with him. Strickland threatened to even punch him. Stubbe says that he expects to stay on as his attorney.
Not cooperating because he is in a very difficult situation. It makes it more difficult for us, but it's not unusual.
I feel sorry for the students. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that type of person, and I'm a lovable person, and I believe my son. He's just, he just got caught up at the wrong thing. I mean, if he a part of this, I forgive him. And Alex, the defendants now wait to be called back to court and move on to the next step in this judicial process.